Welcome guys to today's video. Now we are all used to watching all of these broke to Ballin, rags to riches videos out there. I even did a few myself many moons ago, but I thought I'll put a little twist in all of those, and in this one I'll be going from Ballin to broke. Or at least trying to. But just how much money do I have at this time? Well, it is a lot. As you can see, I have an overall income of 2,045,000,000 and 1,020,000,000 in cash. And the next question is inevitably going to be, it must be cap. And the only way I can show all the doubters out there it's not is by breaking down the earnings and showing exactly how I've earned it all. One thing to be aware of though is this is not an OG account. I lost that one back in 2014-15 for some, let's just say, dubious earnings. And you can see some of Ibis Giraffe's videos for more info on all that. But no, this account was made Christmas 2018 when I came back to the game, and it is just over 5.5 years old. One other thing I did want to show you was something that I found a little bit interesting, and that is what my character would be worth in real life. So taking a look over the dreaded shark cards page, we can see that the best value shark card is £65, getting me 10 million GTA dollars. So to convert my total earnings in GTA back to real cash, we shall divide it by the 10 million cost for one shark card, which shows how many cards I would have to buy to get to that. I then multiply that by the £65 cost of one card, and this gives me the total. So the character is worth over £13,000 or 16,500 US dollars. Now, I have never bought a shark card, but I did have the Criminal Enterprise starter pack back in the day, and I think that cost me about £7. But there you have it, a little something I did interesting. But getting back to my earnings before we spend that money, and you can see that from these screenshots I'm going to show you from all my businesses, how I have earned my money. Which businesses have made the least and which have made the most. Now this doesn't account for cash collected from safes, apart from the arcade, which you can see, and the nightclub. And as you will see, my favourite and biggest moneymaker outside of jobs and heists is the nightclub, where I've earned nearly $330 million, and I think it just proves it is the best business in the game. I keep the popularity topped up, empty my safe regularly, and sell the warehouse when it's around $1.5 million, and of course selling in a public lobby. The final earnings you see there is from jobs and heists, etc. And as you can see, I have earned over $1 billion now from completing these. And there you have it guys, this is how I've made my money in GTA. Now for the fun part, spending it all. Well, as much as I can anyway. Starting cash is the 1,021,000,000, but where do I start the spend? Well, apart from the castigator, which I got through the career progress, and the Pizza Boy bike, which I bought when the pizza shops opened, I have so far not purchased any other bottom dollar DLC vehicles. So we might as well start there. Let's jump into Warstock first of all, I think. Now, I have bought all the previous Chop Chop DLC vehicles, including the Benson, the Vauxhall and the police riot trucks. So let's move on to the bail office DLC vehicles, and we have 5 police cars to buy here. I think there's 6 cars in Legendary and a further 3 in Southern San Andreas Super Autos, so let's just speed up the buying process and I'll catch up with you guys back in my garage once they've all been delivered. So all 14 vehicles purchased there for $35,144,750. As easy as that, eh? So I'll put 10 in this apartment's garage down below. I think the Envisage I put into my bail office, and the remaining 3 cars went into my agency. Now I do think that only leaves me about 20 garage spaces overall, but now we've bought all of those, I think the only thing left to do is get them all upgraded and customised. And just like that, there we have them. All 10 vehicles in here fully upgraded and customised, and I will take you over to the other cars and show them off also, fully upgraded and customised. But overall, I have just spent under 45 million purchasing, upgrading and customising all DLC cars, which is just crazy. And it is at this point I realise I'm actually going to struggle to spend all this cash, especially when I'm making around 1.5 million each day just from safes and doing my daily collectibles video. So I'm going to need some suggestions on how to spend the rest of this money, and that is where you guys come in. I need you to give me some suggestions on how I can spend any remaining money I have at the end of today's video. So hang around to see what I'm left with at the end, and leave some comments down below on what you think I can spend the remainder of my cash on. Now bear in mind I do have around about 20, just over 20 garage spaces left, which could be filled up. I do own all the businesses in the game, but I suppose I could change them around to, not all of them are the most expensive, but we could do that. But do hang about and do leave me some comments down below on what you think I should spend the cash on. Right now I have just under 976 million left to spend, so what's next for today's spend? Well, one thing I've never bought a lot of is the outfits, clothes, hats, masks and accessories. So I think I'll head down the beach first and get started on the masks and hats. Now I'm not going to bore you too much with this one, I have sped it up to roughly 5 times speed, but here we go, let's get started with these masks. And I will just pop in here and say that no wonder the Arena War DLC failed so much. The cost of just the clothing alone is ridiculous. You're talking upwards of 25,000 just for a mask. Nuts. But all purchased, getting on with the rest of the masks here. And here we are with the first issue. These biker helmets or biker masks here can only be applied with certain helmets, but I'll come back to them at the end once I've got the helmet that you need, and it's I think it's the dome helmets that you need, but we'll get back to that at the end. We'll continue on with the rest of these masks. And so that just leaves those biker masks, so I'll head away, pop on the one of the dome helmets and get these ones purchased. And with that is all the masks bought. Costs a little less than what I was expecting, at just under 17 million for all the masks. But moving on to the hats now, and once again we'll speed this process up. And once again, we've got a similar issue with these flight helmets as we had with the biker masks. Just like that, I've went and purchased myself a flight suit, which should allow me to buy the flight helmets. And just like that, guys, that is every hat purchased, which cost me just under $12 million, and that left me with 947 million. So still a long way to go to get rid of this money, but I think we'll move on now and head on to one of the clothes stores, and I think we'll make a start on some of the outfits in here. Again, I'm going to speed this process up, probably about 5.5-6 times the speed. But one thing to keep an eye out on is the cost, once again, of those Arena War outfits. They are ridiculous. Some of them well over 300,000 for some of the costumes. But you'll see the money go down fast once we hit those arena outfits. Now, one thing to take note of is these heist outfits. These will only become available to purchase once you've used that outfit in the particular heist, for example the casino, Doomsday, OG heist, etc. Now, I've unlocked every single one of them, so they are all available for purchase for myself. And with the last of those onesies bought, we are $39 million later than we were before we started buying the outfits, but that's them all purchased. And I think we will move on to some shoes next. So we'll head on over there, and once again, we will speed this process up a little bit. once again coming into an issue with some of these Arena War boots that we can't purchase unless we're wearing proper Arena War trousers. So finish off those ones, head over to the bottoms, and we'll purchase these Arena War trousers, which will allow us to buy the boots that are locked at this time. And just like that, we have spent another $5.3 million, getting close to the 900 million mark. But I think time to move on now, and we will go and have a look at the pants. I'm not sure how much we'll need to buy here, but I dare say it will be quite a few. And once again, these Arena War pants, costing a fortune and taking us below the 900 million. And there we have it for the pants, coming in at just over 5 million for all pairs. But I think we'll head over to the tops now and see how much we spend here. Now once again we had some issues, especially with these blazers, the vests, the shirts, the business shirts. You do need to be wearing a certain type of either top or jacket and have the zip open, for example. That was as simple as getting those three bought. But we get round that, changing outfits. We are able to buy all the different variants in business shirts, etc. And with that, guys, we are done and dusted with all the clothes. Well, in here anyway. And that cost around 23.7 million for all those tops. But moving on here to the glasses, we'll purchase all of these. And there we have it, $3.9 million for buying all those glasses. But I wanted to get a wee change of scenery, so I thought might as well jump into ammunition, see if there's any sort of accessories or bits and pieces that we could pick up in there that I've not bought already. And there wasn't actually that much. So I headed round to Ponsonby's and made a start on a lot of the accessories. Now once again, I did have to change a lot of tops, a lot of outfits just to buy some of these necklaces and scarves, etc. But we do eventually get there. And with that, that was another $5 million on accessories. Now, the only place I've got left to check was the casino. Now, I know I can't spend any cash in there, but I do have quite a few chips to spend, so I'll get rid of them first. But it was while I was in here it got me thinking, now that I've purchased all the clothes that are available, what am I going to get from the daily spin of the casino wheel? If I land on outfits or clothing, what's it going to give me? Unfortunately, I didn't have a spin available this day, but hang about to the end and I'll show you exactly what happens when I landed on the clothing. But there we have it, almost 2 million in chips spent just like that. And we have one final lot of purchases left to make in this video, and that is from Warstock. On the drive back to the bail office, it dawned on me I've not got all of the special vehicles. So we jump on into Warstock and there are 4 that I've not actually purchased. We need the Technical Aqua, the Blazer Aqua, the Wastelander and the Boxville. And with those 4 purchases made, that was another 3.9 million spent for today. So there it is, guys. A total spend of $160,707,000 with $860,923,000 left to spend. So get your suggestions in on how I can spend the rest of it in the comments down below. But getting back to that casino idea I had and what I will win if I landed on the clothing. Well, let's find out. Now, this was a few days later when I did get this spin, and just take a look at what I win here. Of course, luckily enough, landed on the clothing, but there we have the LSURT. Now, some of you might be wondering, what the hell is that? Well, this is the Los Santos Underground Radio t-shirt. And this was actually released back in 2018, most notably with the nightlife update. And this was actually awarded to players that were on the guest list on July 31st, 2018. Now this was a whole 5-6 months before I actually came back to the game, so I was unable to get it until now. And I am also happy to report I've spun the wheel several more times since actually recording this video, and every time that I've landed on clothing I have unlocked some special items and some rare items. So no longer going for the car on the casino wheel, I'm going for clothing. See how many special and rare items of clothing that I will actually unlock. But that is it for the video, guys. $160 million spent and a lot more to go. Don't forget to leave a comment down below on what you think I should spend the rest of the money on. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.